How you feel?
Feel good.
Test this out. Now keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about bullshit.
How you walking in the future, but still forget your past. You looking for material, but that shit never lasts. Do you even know the real you? They can only see you through a mask. You was walking in the future, but still don't know your past. Why you always in fatigue? Cause I'm a one man army. My blood don't bleed, and these devils never harm me. I know the magnitude, so I live in gratitude. Negativity has no gravity. Wanna write me out existence. They wanna dilute my blood, strip me of my innocence, because they know who I was. Cognitive dissonance, send this message through with love, cause I am the remnant. The ancestors knew I'd come. How you walking in the future, but still forget your past. You looking for material, but that shit never lasts. Do you even know the real you? They can only see you through a mask. You was walking in the future, but still don't know your past. Little boy in Ohio, smells of the fresh cut grass. Lord know what I know, secrets of an ancient past. Descendants of the mountain builders, they make sure that you didn't know that. Tried to say you were native, ooh, but you the ones that made it. Wanna write you out existence. They wanna dilute your blood, strip you of your innocence, because they know who you are. Cognitive dissonance, send this message through with love, cause we are the remnants. The ancestors knew we'd come. They knew we'd come. They knew we'd come. They knew we'd come. Oh yeah. How you walking in the future, but still forget your past. You looking for material, but that shit never lasts. Do you even know the real you? They can only see you through a mask. You was walking in the future, but still don't know your past.
Dinah. It's just a rabbit with a waistcoat and a watch.
Oh, my dear and whiskers! I'm late!
Now, this is curious. What could a rabbit possibly be late for? Please, sir!
I'm late. For a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late.
It must be awfully important, like a party or something. Mr. Rabbit, wait!
No. I'm overdue. I'm really in a stew. No time to say goodbye. Hello, I'm late.
My, what a peculiar place to have a party. You know, Dinah, we really shouldn't be doing this. After all, we haven't been invited, and curiosity often leads to trouble. Goodbye, Dinah. Goodbye.
Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. Here with a quick stream of consciousness. Nowadays, find myself having to squeeze videos in, but at the same time, it's a level of sacrifice, a level of time and energy and patience. And with all of this, I hope that you guys take something from this video in a way that you can advance your life through the modality of spiritual metaphysics. I'm going to check one quick thing real quick just to make sure the sound is okay. All right, cool. Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. Today we're going to be discussing the Sun conjunct Venus conjunct Mars at an exact conjunction, which takes place today and over these next couple of days. This is a very metaphysical, very personal transit to assist people with recognizing what time it is. Now, generally, when we try to figure out the time, we're looking at a calendar or a clock or a watch or our phone. But the download or the channel that I got was that the way that we truly tell time is through the modality of astrology, but then also understanding astrology as a metaphysical tool. So the reason why, and I'm just going to try to streamline the stream of consciousness to a point where people can understand it and take from it and grow from it. Most online astrology focuses on transits describing current planetary weather, but at the same time, you would have to ask yourself, why is a person even paying attention to astrology? What is the reason for astrology in a day-to-day application? The easy answer to that question is to tell time. The way that you know each day is an astrological occurrence. The sun setting, the sun rising, the various moon phases indicate where we are in the month. Even deeper, month, the etymology of month is actually moon. So real quick, I'm gonna just look up the etymology of month. So the word month, which is related to Mina or moon. Once again, it's a very simple understanding, but when we're talking about astrology, many people want to look at it as if it is just something that is like a hobby or something to talk about. But in actuality, it is the foundation of your entire life. And if you understand astrology, the goal is to understand yourself. So the word planet comes from the word wanderer, as in a wandering sky, meaning that a planet moves throughout the sky. And the reason that we know planets move is because they are transposed against fixed stars that within their name indicate that they are that fixed. So those stars do not move, but the planets move in a circular elliptical motion around the sun, and they align with fixed stars and constellations. And these fixed stars and constellations rarely, if ever, move. So, astrology is the study of the stars. And this is very much as a simple observation of something in the earth. And why do people observe TV? Why do they observe baddies? Why do they observe, football? There's a purpose through observation that is either going to change you for the better or for the worse. And attempting to understand metaphysical principles, the easiest way to understand metaphysical principles is through astrology, because astrology teaches us about ourselves, because we are star beings. We move through the earth just as stars move through the universe, or planets move through the universe. Now, the difference between us and stars, or us and angels, is that we have a free will. Angels, planets, they do not have a free will. So this makes us very unique in the cosmos, human beings. So much so that we have the freedom to not understand ourselves, not understand the capacity and the greatness within ourselves. Because only a person who has the spiritual capacity will spend time in studying the stars. Somehow, some way, you find yourself in this celestial being. Now, because we have free will on Earth, we could just observe a negative thought form, a false belief, an illusion, a glamour, and focus and put all of our mental energy and physical action towards something that isn't real. And this is the human free will. And so when we ask the question, well, why are the planets and the angels not able to do what they want to do, even though they have great power? Because if they were to act like we were to act, the world wouldn't exist. Biologically, metaphysically, realistically, it just would cease to exist. So what does God teach on a daily basis throughout time? God teaches us order and structure and reliability in the mechanisms of nature to which we are connected to, regardless of what you may feel at a personal level. But if you don't observe astrology, you might be observing your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and they're telling you that you're not good enough. One's in the chat if that's ever happened. Somebody told you you're not good enough, you don't reach my standards. Then you could begin to understand the science of observation. What if I told Jupiter, Jupiter, you're just not good enough for me? What sense would that make? What if I told, Mars, you're just not good enough for me? What would Mars say in response to that, to me? You know what, sun, you're just not shining enough for me today. What's the sun going to do? Be mad? So I want you to completely understand and understand the power of observation in reference to studying astrology. Because people are going to tell you things in this life that has nothing to do with who you actually are. And if you observe what they're saying and not the true movements of the celestials that Kyrie Hassan Anthony is not making up, I'm simply observing a celestial occurrence in the sky that is called the Sun, Mars, and Venus at an exact conjunction in the constellation of Sagittarius. That's what time it is. A very metaphysical time, a very personal time. And the obvious answer would be, who are you? Who you are is what you observe. Now, I want you to understand, overstand, and understand, how could it be anything else? How could be who you are be in reference to what somebody tells you about you and they're not even in the bathroom with you to wipe your ass? But you're going to believe what they feel about you. They don't even know the color of pit. Is your pee yellow or is it clear? They don't have no idea. But they have an opinion about you. Why are they observing you? Why are you observing them? Let's observe celestial realities as opposed to ignoring them. Today we're going to be discussing a transit. Transits encapsulate planets at exact angles which signal a communication. Hard concept to wrap your mind around until you deal with reality. If somebody is walking at you and they at a 67-degree angle and they not making no eye contact, y'all in the middle of South Street and State Street, do y'all have communication? The answer is no. But if somebody stands directly in front of you and makes eye contact with you, that signals a communication. So the key point of this study is to understand, overstand, and understand the connection between stars and yourself. When you begin to understand yourself at your energetic capacity, when you begin to understand yourself through an energetic reality, which is known as your chakras, you are a spiritual being having a human experience, meaning that the invisible part of you is 99.4% of your reality. But just because it's invisible and it's massive does not mean that it doesn't have foundation, and it doesn't mean that it doesn't have structure. And because it's invisible, we can't generally have a conversation about spiritual things, because that's when people get all willy-nilly when we're talking about things. One's in the chat. I'm talking about this, you're talking about that. How many chakras is it? Well, Hood, I heard it was 1,057 chakras. Chakras ain't even real. Angels ain't even real. Planets ain't even real. We living on a round earth or a flat earth? If you think that we living on a round earth, then I'm going to fight you. If you think we living on a flat earth, I'm going to fight you. Spirituality can get all over the place. So, once again, do what thou wilt. You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. But I would never tell you to ride down on the left side of the street in America. Yeah, just get on the left side and drive straight. You'll be fine, no matter where you go, because you can do whatever you want to do. You can even drive on the left side of the road in America. You would never tell a person that. But in reference to spiritual development, we're trying to give people no real structure, no real foundation, and that is a problem. Got books, Chakra Nova, of course, Astrology Explained, Kyrie Anthony, available on Amazon. Just Google it if you want to get some of that foundational material, foundational work. Transits can help us understand our experience because transits are communication. Generally, when we get an exact transit, such as precise calculation, that indicates an experience or communication or even an inexperience which allows us to begin to get closer to understanding who we are. Because if we ever want to get to the bare bones of why we're here and what we're talking about, the bare bones of this thing is that we don't know who we are. And the goal of this thing is to know who we are, period, point blank. When you assume that you know who you are and you're walking around with a big chest and a big head and, big feet, you assume you know what you want and know who you are. You know what is a clear assumption of assuming that you know what you are is when you have negative emotions, negative feelings, and negative thoughts. Where you already assume the negative outcome, you already know it's going to end bad, and therefore that is something that you just trust and believe because that's what you observe. Now I want to bring your awareness to the observation of the conjunction of the Sun, Venus, and Mars conjunct the fixed star Albalda, which represents the ear of the centaur of Sagittarius. So this conjunction is within the constellation sidereally of Sagittarius. And this is my overstanding and understanding breakdown of said conjunction. What I'm going to do is break it down in 3 parts. Sun conjunct Venus, Sun conjunct Mars, Venus conjunct Mars. And you can then take all 3 of these energies and try to make some sense of it. When we think about the Sun, think about your throat chakra, the way that you project yourself, the way that you express yourself. When you think about Mars, think about your sacral chakra, the way that you project yourself, the way that you show up in the world sexually. When you think about Venus, you're thinking about your heart chakra. So this is, for lack of better words, this is a relationship transit. In your lack of relationship or the fact that you're in a relationship, are y'all having sex at a spiritual level? Are you understanding sexual energy? Sexual energy is cool, when you are sharing it and exploring it through other people. It's kind of weird when you buying different toys and devices, electronics. So Mars, for a lot of people in 2025, is a deep wound. Mars in casual sex world and just fucking, pair bond, all types of crazy and just all over the place, all willy-nilly. I got a solution for that. Stay tuned for the end. I had a download actually in reference on how to alchemize your sexual energy going into 2026. But also you have Venus representing that heart chakra, that unconditional love space, which in the throes of 2026 zero sum game relationship politics, the heart is very hardened, very broken, very much in a place of not understanding the waveforms of life, meaning that there are ups and downs to it. There's no way around it, especially when you're involved in your heart. The misunderstanding is that when I involve my heart, then everything should be positive. Since negative and positive is an aspect to all energies of life, the heart is going to help you not when things are up, but really help you when things are down, so you don't give up, so you don't break down. When you think about the Sun, The energies are Jesus, Gilgamesh, another one that is Hercules. The reason that these three, and there's more, but these three popped up in my algorithm, but also they just represent the sun transiting through the 13 constellations. When I listen to the Epic of Gilgamesh from the Cosmic Bull and Enkidu transitioning, it all just felt like an astrological story of the sun transiting through the 13 constellations. And these mythologies were oral traditions that helped us remember who we were and what it kept time. So, where are you at in your journey? The mere fact, like, you are on a journey. If you're conscious, you're aware, you're on a journey, but are you awakened to the fact that you are on a journey, or are you in a place where you're just like, well, I just want things to be easy, and the fact that things aren't easy, I'm panicking. So Sun in Sagittarius represents higher learning. In this instance, we are learning about ourselves. We are learning about our journey. We're learning about our true purpose. And of course, you conjunct Mars and Venus to whereas our true purpose is our relationship. We cannot go into 2026 thinking that our true purpose is somehow tied to our W-2 filings on our income tax return. I found my purpose. I'm a CNA and I wipe ass every night. No, that's not your purpose. That's your job. So you're not poor. So you're not homeless. To which, if you don't work, you got to deal with the consequences. So we all understand and understand that. But our purpose is to ultimately find someone that is willing to be in reality with you. And you are going to understand the science of not being codependent if you are in a relationship, and knowing how to attract a relationship if you are not. Because it's not just the sun in Sagittarius, it's the sun conjunct Venus, conjunct Mars, that. So the true interest of the metaphysics is getting clear on your relationship status moving forward as these energies move out of conjunction and you sort things out or create a game plan to identify this area in your life. So a human is on a journey with who you love. This is identity meeting value. So the sun represents who you are, and value is Venus. Value is what you love, what you pay attention to. You are shaped by what you love. Who you are, the sun, is shaped by what you love, Venus and Sagittarius. And what you love actually mirrors rather your inner world. So what work have you done? Because the inner world, without any work being done, is just a consortium of negative thoughts. Ain't no way around it. Everybody is complaining. Don't nobody know nothing. Is going further away from the point of things. Everybody is gaslighting you, lying to you, trying to get money out of you. Nobody is telling you the truth. So no matter what external circumstance, you might have thought like, damn, I really fucked up and I made the wrong decision. And the reality is, did you check in with yourself in the first place? So Sun conjunct Venus is talking about in reference to how this thing actually shows up. Because it can show up like I'm never gonna find a woman. Girls don't like me because I'm ugly and I got my heart broke and she cheated on me. People do this all day, every day. And what you love mirrors your inner world. So this is also a challenge then to choose differently in your inner world, because that is your only form of control. You can't control the weather. You can't control the traffic. You can't control whether people is going to be on bullshit at work tomorrow. All you can control is what you deem within your inner world. And this is easier said than done. Like, this is the part of the lecture where it's like, you talking to a brick wall. You control your inner world. And if people understood this, then there would be a lot of problems solved, because what you observe, what you focus on grows. What you love mirrors your inner world. But this is all relying upon you. So what is the counterintuitive point to Sun conjunct Venus is when you start blaming other people for how you feel. If you ain't do this, if I was just with a nigga who made more money, if my girl would just, do this little thing that I want her to do more, we'll be in a better place. And you can fixate and focus on that every single day. But what you love mirrors your inner world. You don't know where your shit would be if you focused on the solution for the past 6 months versus focus on the problem for the past 6 months. Attraction is based on your ability to be attractive. Now, to be attractive could be putting on makeup, lipstick, buying some Jabot jeans, things of that nature. But from my understanding and overstanding, being attractive is related to your ability to meditate and get into your chakra work, because you are electromagnetic being. So the law of attraction is attracting things to your reality. I was at the gym today, and when I go to the gym, I get into a full-on mini meditation session. I stretch before I work out, regardless. If I got 30 minutes to work out, that I got to do that 20-minute stretching session. So I'm gonna do 10-minute workout. The stretching is happening regardless of anything, is what I'm saying. And I was doing it, but I was also observing people walking into the gym, getting straight to their little workouts, and they got their headphones on, but they not really relaxed for real. When you relax, you begin to you can read people's minds. You can peep the scenery out much better because you relaxed. You in your body, you stretch, I'm stretching things. Pause. I'm trying to reach that level of mental clarity, right? And I say all of this to say, it's amazing how it shows up in my life. Just the facts of everything that happens being a father. And other people, you got children that's, they're growing up. But me just being a father and just having to do what I have to do as a dad, I have to rely on principles a lot of times to live. And it's a lot of men in this world, man. I read the statistics, I do the studies, I'm hearing what men are saying, the loneliness epidemic and things of that nature. I can see that. I can see that reality for being a man, and it being hard to be an easy thing to accomplish. But I want to challenge men to work with their electromagnetic field. through stretching of the body, relaxing of the body, working with your energy, doing your yoga. Man, take a motherfucking nap. You know, you'll take a nap and wake up to some money. I know I can't be the only one that happens to. I was up looking for it, couldn't find it. I took a nap and woke up to it. That's being attractive. It's pretty girls right now ain't got $10 in the bank, y'all. It's fine ass niggas, you know, look like a damn model, ain't got $10 in the bank, live with his mama, room dirty. He smell like a little bit of boo boo. He is not attractive. Attractive is based on your ability to attract. Attract is a metaphysical electromagnetic paradigm or modality. Your ability to attract things in your life is you activating your magnets. Your magnets are chakras. So your ability to meditate, align with the energetic centers on your own body, fixate and observe these particular energetic portals, and work with your energy. So the Sun Venus principle is what I love is a reflection of my inner world. And the point of this is to establish a foundation and a center for your inner world. So much so that your inner world is a place that you want to go to. Right? You at the gym, you just going. You at work, going. You at home, going. When have you stopped and going into your inner world? And first of all, is your inner world a safe place? Or do you utilize your inner world to fantasize about negative realities? And these negative realities torment you. That is a buffer zone. Your inner world is a place of peace and positive creation. Do not let anything or anybody steal your inner world. Not a spirit, not a demon, not a god, not a goddess, not a nigga, not a girl with toe jam in the middle of her feet. She never cleaned between her toes. She cute, but she never cleaned between her toes. And you thinking about her all day, and her feet stink. Why would you be thinking about a stinky foot girl? You know, your inner world is yours. It is a place of your inner world is for you. Think about your inner world. That might be your only piece of providence. Think about your inner world being a place of dominion, of control, of wonder, of beauty. And think about how you never go there. And think about how you're anxious and you can't figure out. You go to 77 therapists, 56 readings, 104 spiritual teachers, but you never went within yourself. What you love, thus, is a magnetic force. The person in front of you, you magnetize them into your life. You magnetize each other. There's a reflection of your inner world. If you hate that person, that is a reflection of your inner world. I know how it is, because I know how it is now for me. You can never really know and really tell how a person feels about you, and that's the reality. All you are in control of is how you feel about yourself And how you feel about yourself reflects on how you treat another person in front of you. This is the portal. When you waiting for somebody to love you a specific type of way, what are you not doing? You are not traveling into your inner world. You are not magnetizing. You are not attracting. This is why so many pretty girls single as hell. Because they're not spending, they don't spend a second in that inner world. Because you got to go through the buffer zone. The buffer zone is Terrence, Trevor, that one nigga from the club, that one night. All of these carry an energetic signature that you have to either, you just have to just, acknowledge it and move it to the side. You go to your inner world and it sounds like a heavy metal concert. You now looking for, well, let me join yoga at the community center. Let me do this. Let me do that. So what you do today, girl? I'll be busy. I'll be doing a lot of stuff. You spend any time meditating? Why would I want to go to a heavy metal concert? That don't even make sense, girl. I'm going to just drown my time with a bunch of, other cute girls. We going to do a bunch of cute shit. What I love is a reflection of my inner world. So Venus rules Taurus. Taurus rules possessions. Your primary possession is your personality. Your personality is something that you can mold it. So what does this look like? Maybe wanting to buy new clothes, get your hair done in a different type of way. But you could show up differently in your relationship, show up differently at work, just show up differently in the world, because there is no reason for you not to show up as the best version of yourself, especially if you have access to your inner world, which most people don't. So let's take a little quick intermission. I have a little quick video about love and loss, and we'll continue with the build. So what I like to do is share it and then unshare it, because sometimes the sound, they don't like to play. So this is relationship advice from a divorce lawyer on love and loss.
If there's one video that you're going to watch from the Diary of CEO, it's this one. Everyone needs to watch this guy, the divorce expert.
If we're honest, we're always losing everyone all the time. And that's why to love anything is insane, right? Because to love anything is to expose yourself to the inevitability of losing it. When people say well, how is a divorce lawyer so into love and such a romantic at heart? How could you not be? How could you not be? When you're confronted every day with how fragile love is and how transient it is and how powerful it is. It means so much to us. So much of what we do all day is to find love and to be loved and to feel worthy of love. And then we have it and we just kind of forget we have it until it's going away. And then it's too late, or it's gone. And now it's completely too late. If you realize, is it Pablo? Yeah. If you realize how amazing Pablo is when Pablo's gone, shame on you. I don't know if you ever read Thich Nhat Hanh's work, the Buddhist monk. So he, as a Buddhist monk, has this mindfulness exercise. He says, when you hug someone, think about the fact that they're there and you're hugging them. Then close your eyes and they think about that they've died. And this is the last time you're hugging them before you let go of their body and it's taken away. And then remember that they're alive and you're hugging. To me, that, if we could just have that presence of mind when it comes to love. Love is not permanently gifted, it is loaned. And the people you love, the dog you love, the people, they're loaned to you. And you're loaned to them. And if you could just remember every day to treat it like something that's impermanent and that you're losing all the time. Like, because I'll tell you something, I think it's insane to love anything because of the pain that it's going to cause. But oh my God, man, I love that pain because it means I got to feel it. We all forget that I have an infinite capacity for love, no matter what I lose. Because we're just losing all of it all the time. But that's not a reason not to love. That's not a reason not to. It's so brave to love. And it's only brave because it's scary. Like, if you're not scared, it's not brave. It's only brave because it's terrifying. It's terrifying to know, like, this thing's going to break my heart. And I'm going to let it. I'm going to let it break my heart because the joy that it's going to give me in the interim, like, I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world.
So why I showed that video is because, like, people will generally have a reason not to fall in love from the man's side and the woman's side, for various reasons, as opposed to just, saying fuck it, right? And understanding that, it's all going to end in tears anyways. And that's not you don't get in love because it's going to be perfect. You get in love because you probably understand it frightens you, really. It scares you. When you really love somebody, that's a very scary thing because it's hard to imagine that person not being in your life for whatever reason. When you in the midst of love, and I know we have been out of love and, like, man, I ain't seen that motherfucker in 10 years and don't give a fuck either, shit like that. But, when you really feel it, you can't imagine not being with that person. So even outside of that, it's still just an amazing feeling. And if you're afraid of that feeling, you're saying, I don't want to be in relationships because I'm going to lose. That's not really logic in this context. That's not like, yeah, we're going to lose. It's going to hurt. Yeah. That's what's going, yep, that's what's going to happen. Well, I don't want to feel that. Well, you're not going to be in a relationship. You looking for something perfect. You looking for something good. And you know where it's good at? At the beginning. It's always good at the beginning. Nigga always look good at the beginning. Girl always sound good at the beginning. She talking that shit at the beginning. He talking that shit at the beginning. And then when you get to the real of it, the meat and potatoes of it, shit you be having to think about. Like, you be driving home, you be like, am I a bitch for not saying nothing? Like, like, what really you feel like those boundaries being crossed. You don't know how to handle it. Yeah, because you in love. There ain't no boundaries. Your ego is dissolved. Your ego is being challenged. You was forced to do things for another person more than you can probably do for yourself a lot of times. It's a challenging disposition. And nothing about it is going to be grandiose and beautiful. So, as we stated earlier, the Son, Jesus is the Son. What was Jesus doing? Jesus was on a journey. Jesus was traveling through. Jesus is the Sun. What does the Sun do? The Sun moves through the constellation. So, read through Gilgamesh again, the Epic of Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is the son of Shamash, the sun. The sun is just an object that travels through the 13 constellations every 360 some odd days. Every time the sun ends where it starts at, that's considered a year. The mythology throughout the months is the stories that help people keep track of time, to always find themselves. So, in us studying astrology, it's easy for us to find ourselves. It's easy for us to immerse ourselves in this conversation, because what is this conversation about? This conversation is about you. You are on your journey through life. Okay, that is the sun. That's how you identify with the sun. Everybody is on a journey, my friend. Mars is action. So action in this sense, it must be defined and specified. On your journey, you must make decisive decisions. Like, you must be precise with the decisions that you make. Because if you don't make the right decisions, you are left with the decisions that you make or you don't make. So this is your identity, the sun meeting action. What is your purpose? Is your purpose being a W-2 filing worker for your IRS so you get a nice refund because you claimed them kids this time? Your baby mama gave you the social security number, so now your purpose is working at the factory because you're getting a lump sum of money. Or is your purpose with somebody else? Working with somebody else, helping yourself. In this reality, you can be with somebody that makes your life easier. And on the other side, they make your life harder. Have y'all ever been in a situation like that? One's in the chat. You made their life easier, but they made your life harder. Your identity always has to be an action. This means you can't be passive. You gotta say what it is. Where do you gotta say what it is at? Generally in your relationships. Where are you not saying it at? Generally in your relationships. Why? Because you don't want to step on toes. You don't want to break no eggshells because you don't want to argue. You don't want to fight. You just want to be at peace. That means that you are passive. That also means that you are not making decisions. Does that make sense? You cannot make decisions and be passive at the same time. You must act in accordance with your identity. Your identity says that your identity is tuned into what you observe. Where are you at on your journey? Where are you guys moving to? Because in an emotional space, y'all niggas ain't going nowhere. Y'all is on a canoe boat in the middle of the ocean with no paddles. Motherfuckers talk about how they feel. Sun conjunct Mars is you putting your foot on land. Another reason that this is rooted in relationships is because it is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is fire. Fire is wands. Wands is sexual energy. If you stay tuned, I'm going to give y'all a downloaded transmission that I have on how to utilize sexual energy, whether you're single or in a relationship. This is your sexual energy. 99.9% of the people out there is not utilizing their sexual energy. They're giving it away. They're giving it away to the porn site. They're giving it away to their partner. You're just giving it out. She don't know what she doing. Right? She don't know what she doing. She just handing it out. What the hell? So yourself is defined by the choices that you make. The choices that you make in 2026 is your mode of creating yourself. You create yourself by the choices that you make. And I'm telling y'all, 2026, and you still going into 2026 moving unconsciously, just grabbing shit at the store. Oh, the motherfucking Little Debbie snacks look good. I ain't had a honey bun in a little bit. Let me get 2 packs. Like we gotta choice define self. The choices that you make really is the self creation. And going into 8s and 9s and 7, 8, 9 years, you really want to make the changes, but it's too late in the game usually. And so if you went through 2023, 2024, 2025 trying to make changes, but they really wasn't changing at the rate that you wanted them to change, don't give up. But still don't just be doing the shit. Act like it's going to work this time, is what I'm saying. Act like you're going to make the decisions that's going to define who you are in the future. And this is your responsibility. Because another part of a 1 year, another part of just living in this world, nobody is coming to save you. Action exposes truth faster than thought. So that's why I said in your relationships, you got to get to the point. Right? Because you could be thinking about it, you could be feeling it, but you're not getting closer to the truth because ain't no action behind it. And I don't care who you are, you got to really rest in the fact that it's billions of people. And truth, if it's going to make a person not like you, want to be with you, separate from you, you have to accept it. As hard as it's going to be. But if you trying to mold a lie into a truthful situation, that's creating more karma for you going into a year where it's just like, we should be done with karma at this stage of the game. Like everybody has already told you about everything that you need to know about the reality around you to make wiser decisions. And if you just continue to just do dumb shit, karma just real swift now because ain't nobody helping you. Ain't nobody saving you. Ain't nobody got your back when you making fucked up decisions. Nobody supporting it, unfortunately. Or fortunately. So what is the Sun Mars principle? I am what I do. I am what I do. Not what you think I am, not what I think I am. I am what I do. And what are the choices that I'm making on a day-to-day basis? So what is your daily schedule stacked up in reference to the things that you need to take care of? And it's a deeper level to all of this called the indwelling intelligence. Where are you allowing the part of you that knows to teach, to guide, to show up in your life? Or are you focusing on what I like to call a buffer zone? The buffer zone is when you in a relationship with somebody and you just you it didn't work out. And so the past got it. So you with somebody right now and the motherfucker talking about their ex. Or they think about their ex. Well, why you think about your ex? That nigga, she in another state, another time zone. Why are you thinking about her? Because the buffer zone. You're not really conscious. Relationships don't elevate you consciously. Relationships keep you stagnant at a conscious level. You ever been on a spiritual mission with a nigga, or you've ever been building with somebody and they got into a relationship and you can't even talk to them no more? One's in the chat. Motherfuckers get into relationships and just get extra goofy. They so goofy about it, and then when they end, because it looked like a train wreck. It smelled like a train wreck. Lord forbid it's a train wreck. What happens when that relationship over? Well, she could put on some more leggings. He could throw on some more gray sweats, and they can find somebody else. But what's happening at a conscious level? At a conscious level, that buffer zone is active. You're not even in reference to seeing the person in front of you in a truthful sense because your love is a reflection of your inner world. Your inner world is a reflection of your true love paradigm. If within yourself, you can't get over your ex, over the trauma or the negative or the positive, whatever the case may be, you're thinking about another human being that you're not with. That is a buffer zone. In the inner world, that's like, the movie theater in the nice part of town. Your ass ain't never been there. You just watching movies at the crib. Hey, have you ever been to the Taj Mahal? No, I ain't never been to the Taj Mahal before. I just sit my ass at home and think about niggas, think about bitches, right? That is the buffer zone. And most people, because of casual sex and the freedom to do whatever they want to do, they never get into the spiritual shit because the bitches and the niggas is so potent in their mind. The nigga shit, the bitch shit, that's all they care about. That's all they thinking about. They just trying to master it. But when you're trying to get into real strict science, it don't really concern itself with people who are sexually active. So it takes time, right? But it is a certain energy. You like to call it horniness, but it's a way that you can kind of do some alchemy behind being horny to like get over the past and step into the present, whether you're single or in a relationship. This transit does not tolerate delay. Indecision becomes tension, suppression becomes conflict. So, it's inner work to do, it's outer work to do, but we got to be clear, right? Sun conjunct Mars is a point of clarity. Venus conjunct Mars. Who you love is acting under will. Meaning that, look, ma, no hands, right? I ain't even in control. I can't manipulate it. I can only go home, right? I can only, when I get tired, when it's time to relax, if it's 2 p.m., if it's 2 a.m., if it's time to you can only listen to the indwelling intelligence. Look, ma, no hands. She loves me today. Will she love me tomorrow? I hope she do. But can I guarantee it? No. I am under the will of love. I'm under the assumption of love. I'm under the assumption that everything that is going to work out is going to work out because it's going to work out. I'm just a willing participant of things working out. Now, when does this principle come into play? Not when things are going good. You don't practice this principle when things are going good. It's like when you drive with you don't start off with no hands. You kind of got to balance yourself, and then once you got enough energy, then you can let your hands off the handlebars. You got to actually get to a specific point of electromagnetic energy and understanding the relationship between your sacral and your heart chakra. Like your sacral chakra, where your emotions lie, is where most people have to do work at. Because that's where they trip and track a lot of people up at. Y'all free to do whatever y'all want to do. As soon as y'all get y'all little boyfriend, y'all hunching. And you ain't even really serious about the shit either. You just like, well, it's just sex with him. Yeah, that sacral chakra is all types of blocked. That buffer zone, because we're using these modes as portals in consciousness. If you horny, you cannot meditate. Because you want to just, it's this angst that you're feeling. It's this anxiety that you're feeling. To the point where the feeling can get so strong that you just find yourself on blackpeoplemeet.com. You find yourself on Tinder swiping right. This is desire becoming kinetic. Kinetic is active. So your point of desire is yourself. So you don't like, a part of consciousness is looking at a girl and saying, oh, she's so sexy. Like, you ever seen a nigga look gross as hell being sexually objectifying a woman? You like, bro, you don't got no self-awareness. Or you ever see all the hoes, like a nigga be the nigga, like where all the girls is like, oh, he's so sexy, and then all the hoes is just like, yeah, he's so sexy, and it's like, y'all not even being realistic at this point. Y'all just being retarded. Cause let somebody I'm fucking with be drooling over a nigga that's a celebrity. Cause desire, you could really love me for real. I see it in you. You like, don't like, no, we about to treat each other like royalty. Or that's just how I see it. You don't see it like that, then it's billions of people out here in the earth. It's not about just being with somebody. It's about actively being in reality with somebody. Motherfuckers be in their emotions with you. You ever be in your emotions with somebody and some real shit happen, and you like, well, this real shit happened, but they can't get past the emotions of what they feeling? That's a hurting ass feeling right there, Jack. Right? That's the most, when you got some real shit going on and motherfuckers is like, well, this is just how I feel right now. I can't help you. Right? That make you feel crazy. So this paradigm of love, Venus conjunct Mars, Mars meaning action, love is an action word. Don't just tell me you love me. What the hell I'm gonna do with that? Chick ever just hit you with a nigga ever just told you that he loved you? Nigga just text you that he loved you. You at home, you home alone. You ever been home alone and a nigga text you like I love you? Girl text you like I love you. You be on boomerang like, love should have brought your ass home last night. Love is that girl standing in your face, looking you eye to eye in your life, helping you do real shit, not just trapping you into all different types of emotional paradigms. It's real life going on. Don't just be with somebody and not put in the work. That don't even make sense. Well, he just think I'm so pretty, so I don't have to do nothing. Attraction attracts. So don't feel you so pretty and you not getting what you want. Imagine you being pretty and you started doing chakra work. Now you a beautiful wife. Now you a beautiful mom. You just ain't no just beautiful girl on a dating app going from nigga to nigga. You doing chakra work for real, like you really into you meditating for 2 hours, connecting your body to the cosmos. You pulling energies in through your womb. You doing the work. You living the life that you want to live because you are meditating. You're not fucking anxious and trying to manipulate niggas and things of that nature and mad that, or you in the buffer zone. I can't stand the buffer zone. Well, hood, it's this one guy. He don't really like me, but I like him. What can I do to make him like me? That's what I'm getting a reading for. Attraction attracts. Serpent with the 5 ball. Boundaries are for you, not others. So you don't do whatever you want to do. Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective, peace to Dark Sacred Serpent for sure. For sure. Like, you gotta understand, love begets love. And when love don't beget love, it's not your job to do mechanical work inside that other person. You gotta sit with it. You gotta see it. You gotta what you gotta do a lot of times in these particular paradigms is step outside of it. You gotta look at the relationship from the outside. Like, what if it wasn't you? What type of advice would you give yourself if you wasn't yourself? Because you can get lost in emotional games. You can feel like you a part of something, but y'all ain't doing nothing because everybody is feeling. Y'all not building, y'all not growing, y'all not doing anything. Y'all just fucking and eating. Y'all not really, really trying to grow and prosper as a union. Because the inner truth demands embodiment. So an inner lie demands embodiment as well. But the inner truth, this is moving you to a more positive reality, I would say. If you can get past the buffer zone, if you can get past the sexual frustration, more or less, like you get downtime and you get horny. Well, it's a second gear to that. That's not suppressing your energy, but alchemizing your energy. So the Venus Mars principle is what I do is formed from an inner truth that I have found for myself. So I really want to get into the secret of sexual energy that I got as a transmission or a download. This is for people who are single and people who are in relationships. So I'll speak to both people. When you are single and you have this sexual urge, you want to share that sexual urge with somebody or something, whether it's the internet, porn, videos, things of that nature, Reddit, Twitter, things of that nature, or calling up your little sneaky link. Some of people even do it from imagination. But think about that being energy that you are wasting. So what should you do with that energy? It is your root chakra. Your root chakra is like a tail. It's coiled. When you feel horny, coil that energy into your root chakra. And when you coil it, send it up your spine and just keep doing it. All of your sexual energy, all of the time, whatever you feel like you want to do to somebody, how you want to masturbate, you want to get your toy out, like stop and redistribute that energy up your spine and keep distributing it up your spine until you relax, till you meditate, till you go to sleep. When you are doing this, you are becoming magnetic. You are becoming attractive. You are healing your sacral chakra. You are building energy up to your solar plexus chakra because your sexual energy is not utilized for making you come, right? That's like oil, right? Let's think about oil. Now, oil has a viscosity to it, like it's slippery. So we could very well live in a world where we just using oil like to just, rub on our hands to make our hands slippery. But nobody thinks to put oil in a vehicle to make the car run. We got the oil, but we think the oil is for making our hands slippery. So that's all we use the oil for. This is the same analogy that I'm utilizing for sexual energy. Your sexual energy can heal, can attract, can bring you more money, can bring you more love, can balance out your hormones, help you dream better, help you become more at peace. But people usually waste their sexual energy on pornography or waste their sexual energy on a nigga from Tinder. But sexual energy can be used for yourself. And for the people in relationships, sexual energy is not always utilized for like being horny and now you want to have sex with your wife. Like when she get home from work. And she like, I gotta take a shower. I stink. You like, no, give me this pussy. And you know what I'm saying? You strong arming it. That's not how you utilize sexual energy in a relationship. That's how you waste sexual energy. And it might be something, right? You were living your Ike Turner and Tina Turner fantasy, but at the same time, you wasting sexual energy. It's not to say that your wife don't want to have sex with you. But sometimes men can utilize their sexual energy for the benefit of their spiritual life. Sometimes women within their relationship can utilize their sexual energy to heal their spiritual life. And the beautiful part of this is that you guys are going to come together and it's going to be on and popping because you're not wasting your sexual energy. Y'all still in a relationship. She going to, cook dinner or some shit like that. She making sweet potatoes. As soon as the sweet potatoes done, you know what I'm saying? She gonna come, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna lay in bed and cuddle and get to it. But it's times where you want your partner, but your partner, he working out or something like that. You don't just go get the toy or call up your sneaky link. You begin to do breathing exercises and send that energy up through your spine, through your root chakra. You can feel your root chakra activating through the feeling of like this little tail moving and vibrating and shaking. So you'll feel this sexual energy and then you can grab it with your root chakra, grab it and curl it up and send it up your spine. This is what I was doing earlier today, and I'm telling you, it was amazing. So I wanted to share that little quick download and get into two quick things: law of attraction and the shadow work of this transit. So the law of attraction of this transit is, what am I attracting? No, we're not saying that. What we are saying is, am I attractive? How do we know if we're attractive or not? Because we're utilizing our sexual energy, which is our magnetic force, is our magnetism energy. We waste our energy on pornography. We waste our energy on side pussy, massage parlors, All of these things are energy traps that make us not attractive. It makes us repulsive. So in your relationship, your wife is looking at you like she don't want to be with you. She cheating on you. That's in reference to your energy, my boy. I know niggas don't want to hear that. You come home, that nigga looking at you like, here you come again. I can't stand your ass. I know you don't want to hear this, sis, but that's in reference to your energy. If you repulsing a man so much, you pushing him away so much, let him leave. Get into your attractive energy internally. Don't try to change him or try to change her. Understand this principle. You're gonna love people and things is going to happen. Whether y'all ended on good terms or bad terms, they cheat on you, people gonna die eventually. They don't have nothing to do with your ability to be attractive or repulsive. You gonna be wanting to get back in the game. You know what I'm saying? Old man die at 80, you 82. You ain't about to be like, I'm 82. I'm about to live for another 18 years single. No, you gonna be trying to find you another old nigga to lay up with for these last 18 years. This is attractive energy. It don't have nothing to do with the person exactly in front of you. Because at a certain point, opposites attract, and energies and chemistries can get off balance for whatever reason. You got to stay within your energy. You got to understand this energy game, because this energy game is not going to change the people that you love. It's not going to change your kids. It's not going to change your wife, but it's going to keep you on top of your own shit, right? And that's all you can really ask for. Why? Because ain't nobody coming to save you. That's just the facts. So, what is some shadow work activated by these conjunctions? The first question is, am I being with people just because I don't love them or there is no action? And if I am being with people just because, that means that I'm just like, I'm just here because of the kids. I'm just here because of this. I'm just here because of that. No, I actively find something within myself that it wakes me up to a certain type of love that really surprises me. Like it's like unbelievable type of deal. And it's like that feeling of being with somebody that really just surprises you every day because you didn't even understand that a love like this existed. And then it's like something that you work towards at a spiritual level. So it then it's like shit. I have to really be the creator and not focus on what I've created, because I'm just really just working with my energy at this point. And working with your energy, it creates different challenges. Right? It's like every day you wake up trying to figure out this game. And if you don't wake up trying to figure out this game, then you're going to be stagnant. So the second question is, in your relationships, are you performing or are you being yourself? Are you avoiding conflict just to be liked and performing an identity instead of embodying it? So, are you being what she wants you to be? Are you being what he wants you to be and you're not being yourself? And a deeper level to the shadow is, are you in tune with yourself or are you in tune with the buffer zone? If you partake in casual sex, and I'm not pointing nobody out, if you partake in casual sex and you try to get into meditation, you got to get past the buffer zone. That's why it's millions of people talking about relationships, but they can't understand spirituality because it's levels of consciousness. the level of consciousness and wanting dick and pussy, it'll never get you to actually doing true spiritual work. Being liked is not the aim of the game, but being loved in your spiritual authenticity is. So it's a point of being in a relationship and that shit be perfect because you work towards it. You don't have to actively, you know, divorce anybody or break up with anybody. But what you can do is start this process of knowing thyself. That's Sun conjunct Mars conjunct Venus. It is knowing thyself at the deepest level, knowing what you want, knowing who you are, knowing your purpose outside of human biology. But knowing thyself is knowing who you are as a spiritual being and spending time in this reality, in this magnitude. If you understood who you are, you would not be putting up with a lot of shit that you putting up with. But since you don't know who you are, you comfortable living in a space of lower consciousness. So a quick rundown. The angels and the planets are ruled by God, but humans are ruled by their own freedom. You so free that you don't even have to know who you are. Reality is not fixed. It is designed through observation. So an easy way to understand who you are is to understand the astrology of your chart and connect the astrological principles to your chakras. You need a notebook, you need spiritual being having a human experience, and you need to journal it out. This is this, and that is that, and this is how it shows up in my life. And when you study your chart, you're observing yourself through a modality of you being designed. So when you look at a car, you don't look at a car and say, this is a result of evolution. When you look at a car, you see that this is a result of design. When you look at a human being, you're looking not out of something that have evolved from something. We have been specifically designed by an intelligent designer. But we are not operating in our full capacity. And in order to operate in our full capacity, we must know thyself. And the lowest level of knowing thyself is being with somebody that loves you. The ways for which you know that you don't actually know yourself, if you find yourself with yourself and then make up the belief that I don't need nobody because I don't want to experience no negative reality. As if being by yourself as a grown adult is not a negative reality. By changing perspective, by understanding inner dynamics, reality reorganizes. So truly knowing yourself, you begin to attract and move the world around you to you are just like, look, ma, no hands. Because I understand who I am and the power that holds. Astrology does not tell you what will happen. It shows you what you are when it happens. And so that has been an online video lecture of the Sun conjunct Venus, conjunct Mars, metaphysical and astrological breakdown. The planets were in the constellation of Sidereal Sagittarius in the third decan. And the overall goal is to understand yourself and the relationships that you find yourself in and maximizing them by mastering your sexual energy and being honest and truthful with yourself, which then becomes a natural conduit for you to be honest and authentic with others around you. This is not a negative thing. This is a positive thing, but it might seem like a negative thing when you have to begin to do the work of truly understanding yourself, because that means that you have probably believed in a version of yourself that haven't been real for so long, in this shame, guilt, and a whole slew of negative emotions that come with it. But you don't honor those negative emotions just to stay in an ignorant state. You let those things go and come into a true gnosis of yourself through the mode of meditation and submitting to the darkness, to the blackness. And if you sit in that space for long enough, if you relax the body long enough, if you perform yoga for long enough, you will begin to hear your true voice talk to you and tell you what to do. This is your indwelling intelligence. If you are on the earth, you have an indwelling intelligence. The purpose of knowing yourself is to get in tune with the part of you that already knows. And with all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please remember the Cash App is $ Hood Mystic 38. This is not a solicitation. I'm not asking you to. This video is not for you to buy nothing, sign up for a course, no upcharges. This video is for you to get closer to yourself, for you to understand yourself at the greatest spiritual capacity. And if you have any extras, any twos infused, please visit the Cash App, $Hood Mystic 38. Any donations, we would definitely appreciate, because everything I do is off the strength of people understanding the energy exchange. So if you have received something from this, or received something from this 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, or hear this video 2 years from now, and think about it and are able to do it, please hit up the Cash App, $Hood Mystic 38. Follow me on Instagram at the Hood Mystic. Join us on the Discord. Link is in the description. Keep the conversation going outside of YouTube. Shout out to the initiates. And all things considered, please have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace to the tribe. Peace to the collective. See y'all later.
How you feel?
Feel good.